jokes right now.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the first semi-final. We have Marineking Prime against Stephano. This game is gonna be so legendary. I'm really looking forward to that series. It's the best of three. We are in the first game, ESWC Grand Final semi-finals, and Tiga Shipyard is the first map, and with me is once again DoA.
And as I said before, I am quite happy to be here casting this. I mean, who knew that we would get to see one of the most popular Terrans of all time playing against one of the most explosive new popular Zerg players in the world? I mean, this has been a matchup that, since Stephano's kind of come up out of nowhere, people have been really sort of wanting to see, I'm sure. So it is going to be a great match. I think it's going to be a close match as well. Marineking has kind of had to, he's almost had the luxury of toying around with his opponents in this tournament, but I think he might not. I think he might have to play pretty seriously against Stephano.
Yeah, we know one thing for sure. He won't pull off another stunt as he did against HeyPro with a lift off of his commands, and it's not really possible with those starting positions. But I remember that we were a little bit dumbfounded when we actually found out that those starting positions at the top and at the bottom are really close to the gold expansions. And Marineking made good use of that against HeyPro, but
Makes you want
Stephano
to do that on ladder now.
Is a different caliber.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the thing is it's so close on this map that even if the Zerg kind of sees it, it's still tough to respond in time, you know, in a way that's not really all-in-ish, too. So, I don't know, I think that was just a really clever strategy by Marineking to do that, too. Is interesting to see how well it worked on this map.
He seems to start with a 14cc, at least he tries to. There's the drone trying to block that spot, trying to dodge those two SCVs, and now Marineking just trying to chase it away. 8 hit points left right now. 4,
he gets
and
it down.
Here we go, 14cc for Marineking, and at the same time the Zerg player is obviously expanding himself.
Yep. How do you like it, Terrans? That's what Stephano is saying right now. It's always funny to see the Zergs try to deny the expansions of the other races. I always enjoy that quite a bit. A pretty quick pool after the hatchery for Stephano, so he's not going to have, you know, well, obviously he saw the command center first. He's not going to have to worry about any sort of early pressure, but he knows he's going to have a lot of breathing room in this game.
Yeah, and there's one thing we talked about already, that Stephano's style of playing is actually trying to get into the macro game, whereas Marineking showed us a lot of early aggression in this tournament. So seeing him starting with a 14cc, we haven't had that yet against Zerg so far. He was trying to dominate his opponents early on in the early stages of the game. Throwing down 2 barracks right now, and his command center, the second one, is about to finish, while Stephano finishes his pool and his natural expansion, the hatchery as well. So right now Stephano still without the 100 gas he needs for the metabolic boost, and is trying to get his overlords into position towards the natural expansion of his opponent.
Oh, I love what Stephano's doing. I know we're looking at Marineking's natural right now, but yeah, check that out. Really fast third from Stephano. Really fast third at 4 minutes and 30 seconds right now. Game time about, you know, that's what I was talking about, where he knows he has this breathing room. He knows that Marineking is going to be making some barracks and Marines to send at him in a little bit, but he's got time to prepare for that, and I just love to see him taking advantage of it. It's great.
So right now we have about the same work account. Remember that Marineking will in a few seconds, actually did he already upgrade? Yes, he already upgraded his second orbital command as well, so now he has 2 mules at hand, and therefore very nice income, very nice boost, whereas we have 1 SCV just scouting the expansion of Stephano. Marineking trying to sneak into the main base. So far he didn't actually scout the third, and if that SCV is killed before he's able to catch a glimpse towards the third natural, the third expansion, then that might prove to be a little bit fail for him later on. I actually don't know why he didn't check that position.
You know, the Queen always reminded me of like the mom who doesn't want the bad kid coming over and hanging out with her kids. SUV's like, hey, can like Johnny Drone come out and play? She's like, no, you're a bad influence, and then she kills him. Maybe it's not that severe in real life, but in StarCraft, man, things are hardcore.
Definitely. I mean, the Queen is bitchy sometimes, so I certainly know where you get that idea from. The speed is about to finish for the Zerglings, and now with all those Marines heading towards his expansion, Stephano is building 14 additional links, while we see 2 tech labs for the Terran player in his main base, 20 links in production, a couple of drones as well, and here comes Marineking targeting one of the overlords that will probably die. No, the Zerglings start to attack the Marines. There are not enough of them, he needs to be careful, but the second wave of Zerglings is able to help those first initial ones quite a lot, although Marineking once again controlled his units quite well.
Yeah, I mean, you can always expect that Marineking is going to make the most out of every single Marine. I mean, that's why he named himself Marineking. So, you know, he took out an Overlord, took out a good amount of Zerglings, but got to give a lot of credit to Stephano, too, for, again, just creating barely enough units to hold it off. He ended up with, you know, just a couple Zerglings left over, and now he can do some harassment with that. But the big thing is that it doesn't slow down his drone production that much. It looks like he will get some SCV kills, though. Nice counterattack from Stephano, wow.
Yeah, just trying to get into that mineral line. Oh, very nice target firing by the Zerg player,
man.
killing quite a lot of SCVs, actually. That's 5 SCVs for you. That was definitely worth it.
No kidding, yeah, that was absolutely worth it. Those Zerglings paid for themselves and then some. That's really nice. I'm surprised he was able to get that many kills with so many Marines around. But he is going to have to worry about a pretty strong push coming out. And yeah, look at that. You just pointed out it. 52 drones already for Stephano. He is droned up like crazy. Hopefully, he sees that this attack is going to be coming fairly soon. Although Marineking putting down those 2 engineering bays, he may decide to wait for 1-1. But I've got a feeling he might try to time this out with Stim, too. We'll see what he has to do.
Is he going for the +1 armor upgrade again? He just finished the evolution chamber. We have the tech to his lair and a roach warren as well. At the same time, he's spreading his creep and adding the first spinecrawler. And there it is, +1 armor once again. We talked about that yesterday. I really like that Stephano actually prefers to get that armor upgrade before he does get the attack upgrade. That's a very wise move, in my opinion. Those double engineering bays for his opponent are currently working on the +1/+1 upgrades for the Bio Army. And as DoA already pointed out, there's quite a huge force moving out of the Terran base towards the main base of the Zerg player. 34 army supply against 31, and right now Stephano is ahead with 95 to 80 supply.
You know, the funny thing is, we just saw MVP do this exact same strategy against Nesty in the BlizzCon finals, and Nesty absolutely crushed it, so we'll see if Stephano can do the same thing. This is a little bit weak to big groups of Zerglings, and that group is not big enough. No, Stephano having to pull back, and this is a bit of a dangerous situation for Stephano. Really nice Marine micro, of course, from the Marineking, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if Stephano has enough. He's going to lose a lot in this.
I think Stephano should just have waited a little bit longer before engaging the Terran army, but right now we have a lot of additional links coming out of those 3 hatches, and Stephano would have been fine. He could have afforded to lose that Spinecrawler while waiting for additional Zerglings and then try to crush the force of his opponent. But with the micro of Marineking, he's able to take out those Zerglings, trying to get the reinforcements as well, but finally, the French player puts an end to this.
Yeah, he lost a lot of units in that attack. Didn't really lose any drones or queens or anything like that, so that's, you know, good. It preserved his economy. But, you know, it used up a lot of resources that, of course, Stephano could have used for drones. Now, the problem with doing an attack like this is that I feel like it leaves you very, very vulnerable to a counterattack. So I wonder, yeah, actually, it looks like Stephano's got a big group of units in the middle map. We'll see if he decides to counterattack, but no, I think you're right with what you're pointing at, that he's going to wait for the infestors, play a little bit more passively. But I always like cringe a little bit when I see those Terrans do that early Marine Marauder stim attacks, because it just doesn't seem like it works out too well in the current TVZ, you know, matchup.
I mean, Stephano could have handled it a little bit better, as already said. If he waited for that second wave of Zerglings, he might have been able to kill the army of Marineking without losing so many units himself.
Yeah.
But still, he defended it. He's still on 3 bases, is going to take the gold expansion right now and further upgrading his units. Very nice. Getting that second evolution chamber right now is so smart. He has the resources to research 2 upgrades at the same time. He's getting the +1 attack upgrade right now. Marineking is slightly ahead in upgrades. He's already on 1-1, researching the +2/+2. I really like that about his style, that he's really taking care of those Marines, getting all those upgrades. And at the same time, the Terran player from Korea expanding himself, trying to take that third. And he already has those 2 refineries in place. He really needs that gas now.
Wow, speaking of being surprised about a player already having something, look at that. A hive already on the way for Stephano. He wants that adrenal glands upgrade really, really quick. But, you know, you mentioned the upgrades that Marineking had, and that's really impressive. I think that's a direct response to Stephano's style. He's like, well, Stephano gets a lot of Ling upgrades, so I'm going to get my upgrades faster to sort of counter that and make them not worth quite as much here. But, you know, I don't know if Marineking sees that the rocks are about to be broken down. This could be bad for his 3rd base.
And here we go. The Zergling streaming and taking out all those mules, and this is great. This is great for Stephano. And Marineking in a little bit of trouble. Infested Swarm X being used to bait the siege tanks, and right now another bunch is being dropped. Marineking has to lift off that orbital command, and Stephano is retreating. Oh, and there might be a couple of fungals.
Good fungal by Stephano. Yeah, I mean, doing a good job. Marineking is afraid to move up the ramp right now because of all those fungal growths from the infestors. Is he going to lose his command center? I think he might. I mean, Stephano dedicating a lot of units to this, but the big story here is the command center, and it is getting low. Oh man, I don't know if Marineking's going to be able to save this.
This might be a pretty close call. Here are the SCVs. Just in time.
That was a close one. If Marineking had lost that command center, he would have been behind to the point that I think it would have been nearly impossible for him to win this game. I mean, he's already behind, having to lift that third and lose that mining time for so long. He's trying to drop, but Stephano is just so strong against drop play with those Ling upgrades and the huge amount of things that he gets. Man.
That was too close for comfort. Those 4 Marines in that medevac really got quite a scare right there. 6 hit points left, Hive Tech completed. We see the Ultras, Kevin. You already pointed out that Stephano really likes to play Zergling heavy in the early stage of the game, then add those infestors that we've seen him use in this match as well, and later on switch to Ultralists depending on the map, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Once again researching the Adrenal Glands upgrade as well, and now we see 2 additional upgrades for him in the Evolution Chamber. Zerg melee attacks +2 and the armor. Chitinous plating now as well being researched, and here comes the Zerg player from France once again with 170 supply against 150, and Marineking needs to be careful right now.
Yeah, he certainly does. I mean, he's kind of trapped on 3 bases right now. The back rocks to his third are knocked down. He is getting +3 infantry attacks, so those Marines are going to be extremely strong. But, you know, Stephano is keeping up with upgrades as well. I mean, he already has +2 carapace, so that, you know, to a certain amount negates a lot of the benefit that Marineking would be getting from his upgrades. So we're really kind of on even ground when it comes to that. That said, this is a pretty scary push by Marineking, and if he can get out there and secure this gold like I'm kind of thinking he's planning, he could kind of get a foot back into this game. Oh, but getting Marines fungled certainly don't help. Ooh, he's got to be careful about this.
And Stephano trying to get into position now, Gus going for it. Beautiful fungals, and here are the Ultralists as well as all those Zerglings with Adrenal Glands upgrades, and Marineking's army is now getting crushed, doesn't stand a chance against the force of the French player. Wow!
I wonder how much Marineking was really expecting to see the Ultras as well. But, you know, a lot of those Marines did survive. They're at very low health. Oh, and they do get taken out by quick reinforcements by Stephano. Looks like the gold base is going to be just fine. I think he should have enough to clean up these siege tanks.
Now he has the +2/+2 upgrades for his Zerglings as well, going in for the kill, but also losing a bunch of units. Now Marineking with a 3rd armor upgrade coming up as well, is trying to take out those Ultras as well as the Zerglings, having quite his work cut out for him, because now he has to pull SCVs as well.
Those are brave SCVs, man, but they're not going to help too much against the Ultralisks. That is rough. I see some burrowed infestors sneaking around for Stephano as well. He's, you know, it looks like he's losing a lot of units right now, but he can replenish things so quickly that it's actually okay right now. Although I will say he needs to do more things like he's doing right now and be a little bit less aggressive with the army overall.
Dropping 5 mules, and he might lose all of these. But we don't have enough energy on the infestors for a fungal, so he will use Infested Swarm X.
Or will he? He might just wait for a fungal. I mean, he can.
Yeah, he has 1.
Yeah, I mean, he's letting these mules kind of mine right now, but, you know, it's okay, but here we go, they should be ready.
At the same time, we have him nearly, we have the Terran player nearly finishing +3/+3.
Oh, more SCVs being transferred in. This could be bad, but a big drop for Marineking coming into the main of Stephano.
Oh, I love Spine Crawls.
Try to take some stuff out as well, but yeah, Stephano again really well prepared for drop.
I really like that. I really like that. He has the minerals, so why not just build a bunch of Spine Crawlers in the back of your base in order to defend against a drop player like that? At least stall the Terran player a little bit so he's not able to deal too much damage to your economy. That's a really smart move.
Yeah, you just cannot drop against Stephano. I mean, that's just kind of how it is in this matchup. Look at this, he's taking 5th base. Huge amounts of pink flowing into the middle of the map there. Well, that Marine, he's brave, but I don't think he's really going to be able to make too much of a difference. Yeah, if you look at the mini-map, that's pretty scary right there. I mean, that's a big ball of Stephano's units moving around.
And Stephano has the 3rd armor upgrade. He's lacking the +3 attack upgrade, but those Ultralisks with +5 armor, 6 in total, this is quite scary.
Yeah.
Just a tiny little bit.
Have those infestors down at Marineking's 3rd done anything yet? I'm really curious about that. Well, they're gone. Looks like they did do a little bit of fungling, but...
And here we go,
oh,
a lot of fungals, and the Ultralisk dealing a lot of damage to the forces of the Terran player, but I'm not quite sure if he will be able to break through. A lot of those Ultralisks are dying right now, but still with 50 supply ahead is Stephano.
Oh, yeah.
Stephano going for it, and maybe use that bunker as well. Currently no Marines in the bunker. Here we go. Oh!
The armor on the Ultras just makes them so durable against Marine tank that Stephano, to a certain extent, can just kind of march right in and do whatever he wants. He's really made his army go quite far, and now with the reinforcements streaming in, he's going to be fine. Oh, nice burrow on the Ultralisks, but it does get scanned right away. Another fungal seals the deal, and I think Marineking is on the way out of this game, man.
He's on 77 supply against 184. Things certainly look grim for the Korean player, and another bunch of infested swarms are being dropped on top of that edge. And here we go, the siege tanks being taken out as well as the medivac, and that's the GG.
Wow.
Stephano taking game number 1, taking